recording now.
All right. We got the lights on in this thing today, fellas.
Good stuff.
All right, man. We back at it, man. Part two, yo. Part two of the series, Bitter Truths, Unpacking Our Trauma. I think this one is probably a really big pivotal one as we are talking about our pain. So I just want to get straight into it.
Yeah, we can go straight into it.
Rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah, let's get it. So let's just start off by really describing and explaining, what that means by our pain.
Well, in my opinion, I think most black people are in a frustrated state, and we kind of take that out on each other in a way. So we express that, like we mentioned last episode, how when we see other black people, we don't see an ally, we see a potential enemy. I think a lot of that comes from, pain of our experience, the black experience itself.
The black experience.
Yeah, it's something innate where, and you see it, you recognize it when you see it, where even in the collaborative effort, is one person that just wants to shine. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, yeah, I know we're together, but me. Look at me. Like at the end of the day, like I don't know how to pinpoint it. Where I don't know if it's a subconscious thing where if it's gonna be success, maybe it's just the one. I need to be that one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I remember watching a Wu-Tang documentary. RZA was talking, and it was one of those movies. I don't know if it was Ride or if it was the show, but I remember because Wu-Tang was one of my favorite groups growing up as a kid, and I remember because my cousins are older, so they had access to all of that. My parents didn't really want me watching none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I remember they was pushing Method Man heavy. You know what I mean? Like, remember that was like one of the first joints. Like they dropped the Posse cut, but like they was pushing that Method Man joint, and it was a Wu-Tang track, but it was just Method Man. Yeah. And I remember an interview, and it was I think it was the movie The Show, and I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but it was concert style. It was like a found footage type thing, but it was a movie though. It was dope. And I remember Ghostface. I didn't know who everybody was at the time. You only knew who Method Man was. Yeah. And I remember Ghostface kind of taking shots at him. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this pretty light-skinned boy, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And it's like, Meth didn't take shots back, but it's at the same time, it's like, come on, man. Like, we supposed to be a group. Yeah. And I remember RZA revisiting that at one time. And he was talking about, like, there's a lot of us. We all might not make it, but if one of us make it, we can use that momentum and eventually see success. All of us will see success. Right. So if it's just going to be Method at this one time, we all going to ride that wave. It's still a success. You feel me? Right. But it's just weird that in any setting where it's a collaborative effort, you're going to find somebody that's like, hey, we might not all make it, but it's gonna be me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It sounds.
Y'all ever experienced that?
It really sounds like some crab in a barrel type mentality.
Right.
I mean, that's definitely, I experienced that a lot when it came to high school type stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think when it comes to that mindset, it's also the fear of being left behind or in the dust. And as black people, we got to work 10 times or twice, whatever version you heard from your people. Twice as hard, 10 times as hard to be just as good. So we already have that pressure on us. We already have that adversity that we face. So then when we see an exceptional person lap us, even if they're friend or foe, it doesn't matter. Friend, family, or foe, it doesn't matter. It makes us feel a lot of us feel some type of way inside. That comes out as far as envy. It's like, damn, like living this black experience, having so much put against me, and I'm just seeing somebody that looks like me just do it, as opposed to feeling inspired to do better. I just feel like I'm failing because I'm not doing what that person's doing.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the song. It's a Kendrick Lamar song off of his first album. It was a bonus track though. Black Boy Fly. Y'all been listening to that?
I've heard it, but I don't remember the lyrics
So
specifically.
he went through pretty much every successful person from his neighborhood, and he was talking about
Aaron Aflalo.
Yep. And he was talking about the game, but he kept referring to him as, his given name, Jayceon. And he was like, with each successful person, he just saw that window closing. He was like, damn, I might not make it out. Don't nobody really make it out of this community.
True.
You know what I mean? Aaron Aflalo made it out. Like, damn. True. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be 1 in a million, right? Damn, he might be that one. Shit. And Jayceon made that. Fuck.
True.
Double down. You feel me?
True.
Damn, that's a hell of a point, because we talk about, I love to talk about statistics when you talk about, salary, murder, death rate. I like all that type of stuff. Good things and bad things too. And numbers very rarely lie. So when you talk about the statistics of black people making it to a certain extent or a certain lifestyle in America, and you see that other people are making that percentage and they're not you're thinking like, oh, well, if only a certain percentage can get in, I'm outside the club.
Yeah.
Right now, how am I going to get in? And you don't see any way of getting in there, because you got to think like, black people have been sold over time a lot of bills of false goods, or I don't know if I said that right. When we talk about, even education or sports and everything, I talked about, I had this discussion with one of my coworkers in regards to the dreams that we have when we're in middle school and high school as opposed to our female counterparts. So how long did it take you to figure out that you weren't going to be the next NFL or NBA star? How long did it take you to realize that you weren't going to be the next rapper or producer? How long did it take you to realize that you weren't going to be the 0.00001%? How long did it take you to realize that? During that same time, your female counterpart probably already decided that they were going to be a nurse, decided that they were going to be an accountant, decided that they were going to go into careers that had a higher probability of success than the thing that you're thinking about doing. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're a basketball player and you fail at being a basketball player, let's say you want to do that up until it's time to graduate high school. What is the backup plan for that? Mm-hmm. If you want to be a doctor, you can fall somewhere in the medical field. If you want to be a lawyer, you can fall somewhere within law or somewhere like that, law enforcement, something, like, because you're studying it. Like, there are multiple avenues. But if you want to be a pro athlete or a rapper, there is no backup to that.
Either SoundCloud or overseas.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Even overseas, you have to be great. Like, I had a homeboy who played overseas. I played him at some local spot in Baltimore County called Hoops, and he annihilated me. Like, he was like just so much more skilled. He could make every shot, and I'm just like, that wasn't good enough for the league. Mm-hmm. And the dude had height too. He was like a 6'4" guard. He was a point guard. Yeah. So he had the height, he had the skill, he had the handle, he had the shot. He didn't miss once. Yeah. And contested. And I'm like, and he slowed down. It was so embarrassing. Like, the dude slowed down so I could keep up and put my hand up just to test to see if he could make a contested shot. And he still made it every time. And I'm like, why is this dude not in the NBA? Like, yo, like, and I was like, no, the dude was for real. He was already at what was it? Was it DePaul? He was already playing at DePaul at the time. Wow. Yeah, so it's just like, and he plays. I think he still plays overseas. The dude still plays overseas, and we never told anybody that happened. I don't know if he told anybody, but it was at Hoops in Baltimore County near. Baltimore County, that's all y'all need to know.
You're telling people where you hang at.
Right. Yeah. You don't need to know where I stay. But yeah, but that happened. I was like, wow, this dude just like blew me away. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, so what do y'all think are some ways we can like fight against that mentality of being like the 1 in a million person that's going to come out of my city? Because I mean, everybody has opportunity. I think it's really about the work ethic that goes behind your work and the opportunity that will present itself if you're ready.
I think we got to sell hope as opposed to pain. We got to sell hope and achievable hope.
Achievable hope.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop letting our entertainers, who are the 0.0000 actors, even, and I forgot actors are, singers, like, all this stuff is rare talent, and then even rarer opportunity. So you could be the best actor, the best singer, the best rapper, and never get your shot. That is very possible. And you can have all the talent in the world. There's somebody in the ground right now who was a great singer. We will never know their name.
Facts.
And I'm like, look, you got to give kids in major cities and impoverished neighborhoods more achievable options that yield good incomes. So that they're not at like dead end jobs or things like that. Tell them to lift up blue collar jobs. Lift up focus, like, STEM jobs, lift up like certain stuff like that are in demand and that the country actually needs, so then they'll pay top dollar for those skills. Like a lot of blue collar jobs and a lot of STEM jobs, those jobs they pay top dollar. Like mechanics make good money. Almost everything in the STEM field pays great money, but we're not promoting those enough.
Yeah, I mean, especially I don't think you really learn about STEM until you get to high school but compared to sports, you get in sports at a really young age, so that's something that you really become passionate about and you want that to be a career, but realistically, you that's not always going to work out.
Right.
I want to piggyback on what Sonny said. Promotion. Like competition's a good thing. That's how you grow. That's how you test yourself. You know what I mean? So if you have a worthy adversary or a competitor or a rivalry, and you respect your opponent's talent, go ahead and shout him out. Go ahead and shout him out. Because all that's gonna do is make you rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of a little friendly competition. You know what I mean?
Quotation marks.
So yeah, I think that's a good way to bring it out. Like, you don't have to just worry about being the only one, because when you're the only one, man, you can be lonely as hell. There's a lot of stress, there's a lot of pressure being the only one.
Yeah.
But then when you bring that community in, even if you don't like the other cat, you feel me? Even if you don't like the other cat, but you're better because of the other cat, go ahead, shout them out. You know what I mean? Then it's on them to produce. It's on them, but at least you had that window. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I want to build on your point about creating like situations that cause loneliness. I think I made a point at some point. I don't know if it was on the previous podcast, but I definitely talked to Ro about it. I definitely talked to you about it. I think like sometimes we isolate our other black people, like black people that may come off as like nerdy or don't fit in, and then we create villains. We create a lot of arch nemesis and everything like that. Like, that's how. And I identify as an independent. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am independent. Sure. So when you talk about the black conservative, we really look at a lot of them as like, there's a whole documentary on HBO Max called Uncle Tom. Or no, it's on Amazon Prime. I apologize.
Wow.
Yeah, it's called Uncle Tom, and it's basically what you realize is that the right and the left have the same promotional thing, because if you're conservative and you watch that, you're gonna be like, oh my God, this is so horrible. Why? Like, because they got the soft, music and all through that stuff, and it was just like, well, I'm a free thinker, and I think for myself, and I look at a lot of my views. I'm like, no matter what we think as individual people, we cannot cast out our own. We got to stop casting out people because they're different. We do a great job of casting out people. Like, I was like, I have conversations all the time about this. I'm like, if they don't have on a fresh fit, that is the beginning of the end. Like, you are creating a villain right before your eyes. Look at them dusty ass shoes.
Yeah.
Boy, what are those?
So somebody gonna
Fuck
come
you got
for you.
on, yo.
True.
Like, when you do stuff like that, you're creating like a person who has resentment against you. And then as a black community, we value those things. So now what does he think about the black community? Or what does she think about the black community now?
Mm-hmm.
She don't like none of you. But then you take, that person goes to a white school, and the cool white kids there, the guys who are popular, they don't care about what they have on their feet or what brand clothes they have on. That's at least not the men, not on the men's side, right? They don't really care about that. So if they come in with some regular clothes, like, hey Tyrone, I think you're just swell. Why don't you come hang with us?
So everything is everything.
Everything's everything. Yeah, man. Why don't you join the basketball team? Like, and they're just so they're ready to ingratiate that person that was cast out of the other place, and then that's how you lose one.
And that's a source of trauma right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's that whole. And that's a thing that I have a problem with in our community. Just prioritizing the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
It's no kid's fault how they parents make money, how much money they parents make. You know what I mean? Can't no kid control that.
Mm-hmm.
So to dog a kid because they less than or whatever, they can't get to it. They don't got no control over it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And another thing that I don't like. We be so quick to call each other stupid for something off of our limited understanding. Oh, you don't know about this, and that? Oh, you stupid. So quick. Oh, that's dumb. So quick to shame each other. Get them hip. Get them hip. Why not get them hip?
Respectfully.
Oh, you don't know about it?
Right.
Let me put you on.
Yeah.
Now you got a friend. Now you can grow that. You got extra muscle. You got a stronger community. You can get more done. You know what I mean?
You ever just see those movies where there's that outcast and they come into a new area and there's that one friend, there's that one dude in the community. It's like, yeah, come on, man. I'll show you everything that comes around. That new person attaches like a fucking, like, I don't know an analogy right now, but they're
You're talking
attached.
about like The Wood, right? When
That's a good one. Yeah.
Epps' younger character, when he came to Inglewood, he was odd man out, and with Tay Diggs' character Roland, they built a lifelong bond. That whole
Exactly.
movie was off of two kids embracing the Aqua Kid.
Yep.
Right. And then you got that where you're like, yeah, man, you can hang with us. Like, don't worry about what they say. You can hang with us. Boom. We saved one. Got just that quick. We saved somebody. Like, yo, who knows
Preventative
what that
villain.
person's fate would have been? You know
Preventative
what I'm saying?
villain, man. Okay.
Nah, that's real. So what are some other ways that we can, I guess, recognize that the pain that we see within others or in ourselves?
So.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna let you rock.
Yeah. So, recognizing pain within yourself, that's crucial.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard work.
Very.
Like, keep it all the way a buck. That might be one of the most difficult things that anybody could do.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a solid point. I think a lot of people run away from it too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But I will say it is essential to not duck that smoke. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna leave you. You know what I mean? It's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. Gotta face it. And I know it's easier said than done, but hey, nothing worth having is easy.
That's fast.
When it's that feeling in your gut that you're gonna have to deal with when you actually have to acknowledge something. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you have a traumatic event that happens in your life that you block out mentally. Like I know some people do that. Like they just forget that it happens, and they do everything. They create characters, or they can try to just say like, nah, that didn't happen. That's not how that day went.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that because it's so scary to face that what you felt that day, because it rocks you. So pain, I really think you're insane if you're a black person and if you don't have some sort of pain. It's impossible to be black in America and not go through some sort of trauma. I think it's literally impossible.
Yeah, I was about to say, if there's any black people saying that they don't have pain, they're just lying to themselves.
Yeah, they're lying to themselves, or they believe the lie. And some people really believe the lie, like, you know what I'm saying? They've created a structure in their mind. And it's very possible to create structures in your mind to cope and to move forward.
That's what I was
when you look inside, you make yourself very vulnerable in that moment. And then now you have to confront the feeling of how you're going to look amongst your peers, how you'll look to the people that are around you. Once you acknowledge that these things are going on, because now you're just like, in order to acknowledge it, you can't keep it bottled up. Like, that's the thing. You can acknowledge it and try to change your actions, but like a part of that may leave you open to criticisms by others who also operate in the same mindset. Like man, like what did you cry about? Man, you soft. Like, you soft for crying about that, or you soft for handling things that way. Like, yo, you supposed to just push through that. You supposed to basically try, hold that shit in until it turns out to be something negative that you do, something extremely toxic, negative, and it's so crazy. So
Yeah, that's what I was
The
thinking.
most important part about that, though, is addressing that, confronting that, because that's gonna happen. People are gonna judge you because it's easy. They can focus on you. They don't gotta worry about themselves. It's important for us that if we're in that situation, ain't nobody gonna love us like us. You feel me? So if somebody's pointing, shaming, whatever, at the end of the day, you gotta take care of you. You feel me? So, and I know it sucks, and I know some people just can't handle it. They don't know what to do in that moment. But you gotta find a way to address your demons and confront them, so that the more you do it, the less power others will have over you. Once you know yourself, you can accept yourself. You can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, "Hey, man, this is me. Da 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 da. I'm working on it."
So, what are some ways that you think it could be worked on? I know everybody pain can be different, but what are some ways that pain can be worked on?
Is you got to find the coping mechanism, the coping strategy that works for you. Journaling. All right, so with me personally, right? So this is what I used to do in high school, right? If somebody like agitated me, antagonized me, whatever. A lot of people that know me closely know I used to journal, but I didn't journal like how everybody else journaled. I would create a story, right? So let's say Sonny was picking on me.
I had death notes.
Say Sonny's not even a death note, like crazy.
you
Say
gonna write me in your book, yo?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
Funny.
yeah, Mr. Burton, I remember. I turned that book in.
Mr. Burton.
I turned that book in senior year, never got it back. It was a bunch of stories in there, B. So yeah, say Sonny's picking on me, right? And I know I'm gonna size Sonny up. Sonny bigger than me. I might not be able to whoop on him. You know what?
Where's my pen?
Exactly. Composition book, my pen. Start my day. Sonny's whole name, right? Everything I know about Sonny, I'm gonna draw it out, make him a character of note, right? And then I'm just gonna construct a world around him. that's gonna fuck with them, minute by minute.
This
Day
man
by
is
day.
Batman in me right now. Like, this is some Batman
Nah,
shit.
it's not even that. I'm putting you in a Saw type situation. You know what I mean? And that's what I used to do. I used to torment my adversaries on paper. And it was so deeply satisfying to me, man. Because then next time Sonny's mess, hey, yeah, da da da. Nigga, I just killed you in the worst way. Nigga, you pissed yourself. And I'm laughing. Why is this nigga laughing? So it's like people can clown on me, and I'm right there laughing too. Like, shit. If it's funny. If it's not funny, then I'm, don't quit your day job, man. You're not a comedian. But and that's how I built a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships. They're like, yo, that nigga Ro, yo, you can't really get it. Like, skin too tough.
Yeah.
But that's how my skin got tough. Oh, you son of a bitch, you got me, huh? Okay. And I'm writing this book. Deeply satisfying. That's just me though.
Yeah, I think journaling is definitely a good method. Everybody can do it a little bit differently, but definitely a good one. Just to let things go, let it out. Yeah, you got any ideas?
I would say kind of just so I kind of like to take space, like take a breather. I'm kind of like a person whereas in the moment, things could get kind of like heightened, like emotionally. Like I'm not using this as an excuse, but I am a Cancer, so it's like so things emotionally turn up very quickly for me. So I'm like, hey, I need a moment. Like I need to step away. I need to step away and then like make it what it is. You know, usually you react to something not for what it is, but how it makes you feel. Like what feelings are because in that moment like you don't want to feel a feeling of embarrassment or anger or sadness. It's like one of those big three usually in the moment. And if you take it as just words or you take it as maybe just a statement, you have the time to step away from it, analyze it, take it for what it is, and come back in and just be like, you're good. Now, that is my coping mechanism for when I can step away. Like, hey, I just need a breather. You know, I've had plenty of moments like that where I just need to, hey, take a deep breath.
Go outside, get a quick little walk in or something.
Yeah, a quick little walk in,
Or scream or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, just do that first. Because, and in high school and some of college before we really got cool, like I came into Frostburg kind of like a hothead. I had to tell, like the two homeboys about, like, hey, like don't tell anybody about this or whatever.
True.
Yeah, so the Frostburg State will not know about that. But it was it was a few situations in which I had to kind of just realize, like, hey, this isn't the best way to handle my anger because so now and before high school, I had like a long fuse. It took a long time to really get me to the point where as I exploded. But in high school, I don't know what happened. I was just like, I got some size on me. I really grew in height. Like, I went from like low 5s to like, 6 to like 6 feet. So I was, and then like a lot of weight. So I was just like, yo, like you're stupid for fucking with me right now. Like you're dumbass.
He's like, no, I am not.
Like you're a dumbass. Like that shit that's a no-fly zone now. You know what I'm saying? So I started to lash out, and then in college it was different. And when we talk about our pain, I am a big dark-skinned dude at a PWI. So then a lot of things could set me off, and then some things actually did set me off. So I learned how to handle my emotions a lot better. I'm handling them a lot better now. I don't want to say the cliche thing, but it does work. Therapy does work. Yeah. It's as cliche as it is because therapy's hot right now. It's the new popping thing. But talking it over with an impartial party is what you should do. I hope I use that word right.
Yeah,
it sounded good.
Yeah.
But
Sound good.
if you don't have that option or you don't feel that that's an option, I would suggest finding a safe space and express yourself however you can in a healthy way. You know what I mean? Like I said.
So,
Yeah, go ahead. Oh no, like I said, some people might just need to scream. You know, anything that's not gonna harm yourself. You know what I mean? Like I know some people are into other things to kind of release that frustration and that
that's what I was
pressure.
gonna get into.
Yeah, I would. That type of stuff just breaks my heart. You know what I mean? Like I know cutters, and it makes sense to them, and I wouldn't shame them for it, but I would urge those people to find a new way. I wouldn't necessarily say a better way because that way makes sense to them, but find a new way, you know?
Yeah, and you know, sometimes like lifting, working out, that releases like a lot of stress and stuff. It's a productive thing. You know, in your mind, you're saying like, hey, I'm doing something positive for myself. It's something negative. If you're able to sometimes take a walk, or like, well, you should be able to take a walk, or sometimes, depending on my mindset, I take a drive. You know, like just to kind of calm down, or like I have a I'll talk. Sometimes when I get up there, I'll be like, hey, like if I talk to my homeboy or something, like, yo, tell me if I'm tripping. Tell me if I'm tripping for feeling this way, or thinking about this, like because there's a lot of situations as a black dude that could bring up certain triggers. When we talk about pain, we're talking about triggers, like things that could do that. And it's just like being black in America causes trigger. Not only that, plus what you've experienced uniquely yourself as Coach K, or Sonny. You know what I'm saying? Like with our, we both share the experience of being black men, but we each have our own unique set of shit. So we got two buckets to dig out of.
Yeah.
It look like you ready to say something.
At the end of it,
What happened?
Oh, y'all. I thought y'all was going.
oh yeah, no, I'm just saying at the end of the day, it's you don't want to shy away from it. You don't want to shy away from. I understand it might be difficult to confront, but there's a victory at the end of that.
Yeah, and that's what I was really about to touch on, that aspect. It's like turning your pain into purpose.
Okay.
And what could that look like? And I think, like you said, it's a victory at the end of it. So finding a way to address your pain and try to flip it into a way of reason, of purpose, and try to elevate your own self from it.
Well, one way is you work to get to the place where you can tell your story. Work till don't do it unless you feel completely comfortable, because that could take you back to that dark place.
Facts.
If you aren't comfortable telling that story, you'll feel so. It's a twofold thing. It's like it rewards both ways. Like when you tell your story, first of all, you're making somebody feel like they're not alone. And number two, you feel the joy, you feel the gratification of helping somebody else going through a journey. And then not only that, you're also telling yourself, showing yourself that you're not alone either when you tell your story. And then depending on where you're at, like somebody may be stressing out over something in their mind that's a lesser degree than what you're going through. They may be like, wow, like, you know what? If they can get through their struggle and what they're going through and become productive human beings and find happiness, so can I. So I would definitely recommend that if you're going through something, especially if you're black. I don't want to say that's a duty to anybody, because all you really do, shout out to my man Joe Clark, like all you really have to do is stay black and die. That's really all you have to do in this life. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the point, though. It's like I've been feeling this way for a long time, right?
Oh,
I almost feel like in America, like the whole, like the feel of America, Like you can't put a face on it, but we know what it is. We know it's one America for them and one America for us. And I think that for our America, they hate to see us smile. Like, they hate it. Like deep down. How dare he? Look at those teeth.
What he smelling?
You know, yeah. What does he have to smile about? You know what I mean? And I think that's the victory right there. We got to take every opportunity to smile.
You know, it hurts me to say this. So I think even to that point, you lit as shit right now. That's my phone?
His is on his knee. Yours is on his.
He talking about me.
It's all good, homie. It's all good.
Don't blame me.
See you, Sonny D.
I felt so exposed. Is that
It's
me?
all good.
Nah, that's that check-in right there. Where you at? What time you gonna be home? That's what that is.
Hey, yo, nah. Like, I got Bleacher Report on my junk. So that joint going off. But what the hell was I saying? Shit. I'm all exposed and shit.
Oh, you lost your train of thought.
I did.
All right, it's on cap.
I lost mine too. I just had a message. It
Wow.
seemed real.
I think you was talking about how you can turn your pain into purpose.
Yeah, that's
Shout
what
out
it.
to Dre.
And then
Good way to get us back
Shout
on
out
track.
to Dre,
producer.
yo.
and I had a
Still
bro.
chilling.
Just doing my job.
Yo, I had a bro that was like, "Can we talk right now?" Like, not a good time, bro.
Yeah. So pain to purpose. I got a cat. That's he's turning his hurt into his art, and he's expressing that art in various different ways. He's got music. I'm talking about amazing paintings. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
not to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I had a slow moment. I thought you were actually talking about your cat.
Nah.
I had a slow moment.
Nah.
Downstairs.
I thought about probably like a point second.
Like I got
he old school cat though.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
like a cat. Like yeah. I'm
My
like,
young boy.
what?
My young boy. One of my students is going through a very trying time. I'm talking about like test of time. Like this is like these scars, although you won't be able to see him physically, it's shaping him. You know what I mean? And each day he's got to do the work. He comes to me for whatever advice I can give him. I didn't experience what he's experienced. But in a moment, first thing I could tell him, whatever you're feeling, how most people like, yo, suck it up, da 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 da. Hey, be a man, be. Nah, homie, feel that shit. Feel that shit. Like when it happened, and my young boy, he knows who he is. Love you to death, bro. So when it happened, he didn't know what to do. You know, he already was thinking, oh, society says I can't do this. And I said, man, fuck society, bro. This is you.
Yeah.
This is you, and I care about you as a person. Feel it, man. Don't shut it out. Don't push it aside. Whatever you feel you need to do, that's what it is. Ain't no shame in it. Ain't no shame in it. Feel it. Hold it for a bit. It's okay to be down, but you gotta get back up. So my thing with him, I always tell him, because it's gonna be over, and it's never gonna go away. What he went through, it's never gonna go away. That's with you forever, and it's okay. I just want you to continue to live. I want you to continue to live, and I want you to be able to one day use everything you've been through to help somebody else going through the same thing.
Let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you just got me thinking about, my own, I don't want to call them young boys, but little bros, and just the things that they go through and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you suggest a younger brother to really acknowledge his pain, and to flip it? Like, although that's painful for me, it is now something that I can create an opportunity to support somebody else through?
So the one thing I always tell them to do is to never shy away from it. So if you got like, so I got students, you got cats that you kids that you coach. So you can share a tender moment of yours, to, for relatability. Right. And in my kids, my young boys' situation, I couldn't relate.
Right.
So anything I'd have told him, it'd have been bullshit. He'd have seen right through it. And that was one of the things he asked me after a while. He didn't ask me immediately. After a while, he was like, yo, like, you showed up and you keep showing up. Like, why is that? And I'm like, because you're worth it. You know what I mean? It's not just because I know you. All of y'all are worth it. Yeah. Like, I tell every kid that I meet, it's every adult's duty to teach you something. If you meet someone older than you and they don't teach you anything, they're not willing to teach you anything, they're against you. They're not on your side. Yeah. They don't want you to win. I need y'all to win. So and it's weird. It's weird my whole career, how I ended up from one location to another location. It's always been for the youth. I didn't realize it, but yeah, it was me trying to find a way to give them what I was looking for when I was their age, right? So to answer your question, to help a kid that's in need or a kid that's hurting, right? You can share a sensitive moment from yourself if it's in line. If not, just be genuine. Just be genuine. Yeah. It's like they expect us to be superheroes. You know what I mean? It's like, because of what we've been through, because of what our ancestors been through, because of what the narrative is about us, we on some supernatural shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Depending on who's looking at us. Either we super spooky or we some gladiators. But there's enough of us that don't fit either of that. And it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, man. Like, everybody doesn't have to be the fly guy, yo. If you the corny cat, own it.
Just be the corniest cat.
Yeah. Own that shit. Be you, man.
I would even say don't even do that. Like,
what you mean?
You just, like, look, like, okay, corny, like.
You got to be comfortable with you.
I mean, you say corny, but you got to change the word for yourself from corny to poppin'.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Like, somebody might call you corny, but your corny is my poppin'. So, like, in my world, I'm poppin'.
I get that.
Here's the thing.
You still not with it?
If you own it, you could be a party of one.
Right.
You could be a party of one. Get the jamming. As long as you and that's the thing. That's the key. Confidence.
I think it's the negative connotation to it. Like, it's like, hey, like, if you different or whatever, like, that's cool. But if you call somebody corny, you already coming at them with like a negative, with a negative backing behind it because they don't dress like you or they don't dress like what the norm is.
You're right.
Like,
right.
and I think the thing is, like, the new cool has been built off of the backs of corny. Like, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think. Talk your shit.
I mean, I think at a certain point, any type of leader or any type of person that's on their own journey is going to be considered corny by somebody, especially when you're doing your own thing.
Be weirdo. They're gonna be this and that because it's something new. It's something that nobody ever seen.
Right.
And that's but like I said, there's a victory in that. There's a victory. Get on your David Goggins shit. You know what I mean? Go where people aren't going. Yeah. You feel me? That's how trends get set.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about being a trailblazer. It's like no one's been down that path before, so you're gonna have to take like the shots because no one else has been there.
Uncharted
you're
territory.
Look corny as fuck, but if you keep going, they're gonna turn around and be like, "Yo, what really just happened?"
Yeah. Because if you think about all the people that we consider goats, at one point was like, that's the corny little kid.
Yeah.
Like, but then as they just stayed on that path, they knew that they had something that no one else.
Yeah, I know who I want to shout out. I
mean, everybody can name a corny person.
Shout out. I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about.
I definitely know.
You know who I'm talking about. Yo, shout out Donald Glover, yo.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to Donald Glover, yo.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's a great example.
Yes.
That's a great example.
Shout out.
Super successful. Like, yo, that shit is crazy.
Found a way to be comfortable in his own skin.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to.
You know what? And I just literally thought about this right now. I think black people have to realize that black people aren't a monolith.
Yo.
Say it again.
Yo.
Say it again.
Yo.
Black people have to realize that black people are not a monolith.
Yeah.
We have to realize that.
Is-
So let me give you an analogy, right? So, like, you know, there are different types of plants in this world, right?
Okay.
And they thrive in various, like, different environments. Some need, you know,
Atmosphere.
hotter, like atmosphere environments, whatever, you know, heat, cold, or whatever. Black people are the same way. We're all different. We thrive in different environments. And for whatever reason, the mindset is that we all need to thrive in the same exact environment across the board. If you can't, what do we like to say? Get it out the mud. If you can't get out the mud, if somehow you fail with those conditions, you're not worthy. You know what I'm saying? No, not everybody is built for that environment. Some people need different soils. Some people need a different atmosphere. We have variety, just like plants have various different varieties. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And at the end of the day, we all don't want the same thing.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's real too.
We all don't. We don't all want the same thing. We're not all meant to do the same thing either.
Yeah.
And it's just like you said, like you have the right, the right environment, the right ecosystem for you to fulfill what your actual purpose is or what you're supposed to be. Like a cactus isn't going to survive in the rainforest because it's not meant to take that much water in. It's meant to have a little bit of water. But a plant from the rainforest isn't going to survive in the desert because it needs a lot of water.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the right environment, you might look corny or like a failure, but you just have to get yourself in the right environment.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we just need to build strong communities for one another.
Right.
And it's okay if those communities vary.
I like that. That's exactly where I was going to go.
It's like going to lunch and having different lunch tables.
Oh man, that's amazing. Nah, for real. Like that's my high school experience.
And it's still being a okay lunch experience.
No. That's my high school. Though.
Yeah.
Like I didn't fit anywhere, but I fit everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I did everything. I hung with everyone from all different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I cherish every single one of those guys.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, you get to learn so much from everybody. So it's like you really just become a good version of yourself, and you can adapt in so many different situations. That's real.
Good stuff. Next topic. Where we going?
I mean, we kind of went through all of
You went through all of them?
all the questions.
Okay.
But okay, we let's one more. Let's just
We did kind of just flow.
yeah.
It was beautiful.
Hurt people.
I don't subscribe to that.
I do.
Why?
Okay.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, you might be on your own.
I was
That
about to
one,
say, why don't you?
All right. Do you want to end with me or you want to start with me?
Yeah, we can start with you because
Yeah,
I feel
because
like
you the
we
only
all
one
we
against
all
it.
agree.
We want to
I'm the only one?
hear,
Yeah.
hear where you coming from.
So, me personally, all right. So, I guess I've got a notable family. My family's law enforcement. Like I said, ancestor of Bass Reeves. My dad's a U.S. Marshal, right? All of these people are people of note and have high position. I've never cared about position. I always play the person. Fuck the position, right? So if a person is of merit, that is no consequence to me. I need the character, right? I need substance. So for me, and getting back to what we was talking about, hurt people, I'll be all right. It's a little bit more to that. I used to get blamed for a lot of shit. A lot of shit.
Right.
And I'm talking about like, yeah, I remember I worked corrections, right? Juvenile detention, right? And the kids used to do wild shit. but they kids, it's that type of environment. You're gonna expect wild shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I couldn't understand was my coworkers, right? Kid a name drop me in a heartbeat for some dumb shit. Like, oh, I'm about to go get snatched out of that. Oh, Rose said it was cool. My colleagues, oh, Rose, all right, bet. Why the fuck is this little nigga in? Like, what's going on? Oh, he said you. Nigga, did you talk to me? Like, what are you, like, but that's been my life, right? Like, I've been name dropped for all types of shit. I've been in, like, it's to a pet peeve with, like, any woman I've ever dealt with that's like, oh, I've been through this. Yo,
I don't want to hear it.
not even I don't want to hear it. You're not going to take some shit out on me that I didn't fucking do.
Okay.
And that's why I don't subscribe to hurt people. Because I've been hurt, and I'll be damned if I take my frustration of whatever somebody else did to me out on another person. It's
Okay.
a new person.
But you're healed, so a healed.
No.
No. Because it sounds like
Dre.
you're no longer in that hurt, so you don't have the desire to push that hurt onto somebody else.
Nah, I just sound like
he
go.
above
I
it.
just let it
But
go.
letting it go means you're not hurting no more.
No,
Like,
no.
so
That shit can come back.
No. So that's the thing. Like scars don't always fade away. So you might still have like the resemblance of that hurt, but that initial pain that you feel, it's not in you no more. So you don't have the desire to push that on somebody.
Okay, so I can address that.
I mean, but
right?
you don't even do it intentionally.
No. I can address that.
I love that Dre chills couldn't chill no more.
Y'all
Y'all can continue.
I can address that. So I've only got so much capacity for so much stuff. You know what I mean? It might be the ADHD in me. I don't know. But it's like I'm an in the moment person. So if it's some fresh hurt, I got to address it right then and there. If I don't, it's going to fizzle out after a while. And I might hold a grudge or whatever, try to get the person, but it's like it's directed for that one person. You know what I mean? And it's like anybody I meet, anybody I deal with, anybody I've ever had interactions with, I don't think it's honorable to put somebody through something that they didn't contribute to. You know what I mean?
That's definitely respectable.
Right. So let me just interject. So when I think about hurt people, it's not intentional. So it's really not about your honor. It's about stuff that you do unintentionally. For example, you have parents out here that go through their set of trauma that was passed down from their parents, and they pass that trauma onto they visit that trauma onto their children. Shout out to the movie Fences. Like you gotta understand that that's not something that they think they're doing wrong at the time. It's something that was taught, embedded, and passed down. And I understand that as an adult, you're responsible for your actions, and how you transfer that is your responsibility. Get that. But we're not talking about responsibility. We're talking about what's actually happening in the world, and especially, and not just the world, our community. Okay. It happens all the time. Now, I know that that Ro won't, you may respond differently, but the vast majority of our community, we don't know what we're passing down. You could be passing on some sort of trauma or hurt and not even know it. Yeah. So what you think of consciously may not be the hurt that you're passing down. It's the stuff that's you're doing subconsciously.
I got to get a lick back. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So you are now.
Yeah. Nah, I see what you're saying. I still don't subscribe to it.
I know.
I've seen it.
And I can respect you not subscribing to hurt people, because you shouldn't be subscribing to hurt people. But you do have to acknowledge that this shit is real.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And you got to be cautious, especially new relationships. And I think Sonny, you brought up a good point with the Fences as an example. And your parents try to instill things, and it's kind of, I don't want to say outdated, but it's just not. It's not the now. You can't really move the same way that they moved back in the day.
And even was the movie called Precious, or was the thing, or was the
Yeah, it was called Precious.
It was precious.
Yeah, even with that is trauma from the mother passing it down to the daughter.
That's a very common one too, I think.
Yeah, so it's like, and both are within the black community, and both are very common. It's like we talk about baby boomers all the time, bro.
Yep.
This is the perfect example of that. Like, come on now.
No, I feel you. I feel
Like,
you. And here's the thing. I will acknowledge all of it.
but what?
It comes back to me. Yeah, it comes back to you. It comes back to you and what you want to do and how you want to portray yourself.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like you have a responsibility to you, and how you're like you control how you are viewed and represented in the world. You feel me? So at the end of the day, it's accountability.
Right.
So for me, I feel it's irresponsible for me to just be like, oh, bitches ain't shit, da 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 da. Like I remember there was a chick that told me she couldn't fuck with me based off of my first name. I dated a nigga with that name before. Dumb shit. Oh, I don't do light skinned niggas.
Hey yo.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't trust.
You know how crazy
can't
that
trust
be.
a nigga named Charles. Huh? Like, fuck that.
We gonna take that.
You know how crazy it is for me to meet a girl, same height, same build, same skin tone, and I'm like, oh yeah, the last hoe. And, I'm gonna get my lick back because I couldn't really do shit with her because she dipped off.
Shit, I don't fuck with no girl the same height as me.
You know what I mean?
I'd be damned if you wear heels. I'd be damned.
So for that, I take those learning opportunities and chop it up because I know I'm a dope individual. Oh, you missed out. Just like the conversation we had, you got into it with, well, not you got into it, but you were the victim of a Karen. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You was livid. Yo. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got ass. Yeah, you the victim of a Karen, man. Unjustly.
Yeah.
Unjustly.
Them damn Karen.
Remember what I told you? Enlighten the people.
Well, you gotta run it back.
Okay.
You gotta run it back.
Did the lady drop something and you picked it up, or something happened?
So she fell.
Right.
So
right.
she fell.
She
So
got mad at you because she fell? Hey, yo.
It was wild, bro.
here's what happened, bro.
Uh-huh.
Here's what happened. I'm out. I'm thinking I'm about to just go pick up my breakfast. I see an older lady. She happened to be Caucasian. Okay.
All
And
Karens are.
I go over there. I'm like me being a good person. I'm like, I see an older person fall to the ground. I go over there to help her, and then she thinks I'm trying to rob her. She think I'm trying to rob her, and I was like, oh whoa! I was like, and then luckily, here's the thing: this could have went left because there was somebody who witnessed it. And they were just like, yeah, we know, like it was a white dude. He's like, yeah, we know you were trying to help, but you're good, bro. Like, you're good. Like, and that could have been like, oh, you trying to rob that lady? Yeah. And I was livid because I know how left that could have been. Yeah. I know how left. Like,
that's real.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when I think about situations like that, like, as a black dude who's trying to do the right thing and trying to stay on the right path and is not trying to take penitentiary chances, you are in constant defense for those moments. Like, you don't know when those moments can arise. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, help, dude. Don't please. Like, oh, help.
She better get a life alert next.
As soon as she said that, because I said it verbatim, like, ma'am, let me help you up. Like, ma'am, let me help you. I said it clear enough to whereas I guess the other people heard, like, we saw her fall. We saw you try to go help her. It's good. It's cool, bro. And then I was like, I'm going to go on. I'm going to go in here, grab my fucking food, and I'm going to mind my black business.
Facts.
Like, but I was pissed, though. I was pissed grabbing my food, going in the car, calling this nigga up.
I mean, that is
Or
tough.
this
You just trying to be.
Negro.
trying to be a good citizen and something like that happens.
Yeah, you a good man because you see a white woman on the floor.
Man, what?
Life alert, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
But then it's like it's a dual-headed sword. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
that's
black
gonna be
people
on
don't
You
care
just
about
gotta announce everything. Ma'am, are you okay? I'm going to try to help you. I am not going to rob you.
Wow, that's tough. Man.
That's some sick shit, ain't
It
it? How we
is,
gotta
it is.
like we get pulled over, somebody fall, we breathe. Like I am breathing. I am not holding a weapon. I am just going this way. Like
I don't want nothing out your purse. I don't want,
yeah,
I want your
I'm
little
here to
$5,
assist.
your lottery ticket.
I
I don't want none of that.
You don't got the right number
Yeah,
anyway.
and we brought up that story because
Hey,
what I
yo.
told you, it was like, damn,
You ain't win the Powerball.
I feel it. She missed out on meeting a dope human being.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Know what I mean,
facts.
like
I mean-
her own ignorance, her own like that's her loss.
Yeah, and then that is, you said a older woman, so that's she been through some times.
She says the R, the hard ER at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Nah. Karen.
It's obvious. She was on the ground. And
Like,
she
yo,
was
for
trying to
real,
get
for
around.
real.
Hey, man, if the wind knocked you over, you worry about me.
Hey, yo.
I don't know.
I'm sorry
it
that
was dark.
happened to you, man.
It was dark, and you're dark, and
Did she
you might
apologize?
have did it. Not at all.
Of course not.
What?
Of course not.
Coach, you know these.
Of course not.
I feel like she should have. All right, you right. You right.
You know these Anglo-Saxons ain't apologizing for nothing. We still trying to get reparations 150 years later.
All right,
These
you ain't-
Anglo-Saxons.
You ain't lying. Our pain, yo.
Yeah,
Any-
but then it's just like our pain could be expressed through daily tasks, like things
Yeah,
that
for
we
sure.
just have, or when what we have to be mindful of that maybe other people don't have to be mindful of. When we go to work, when we walk outside, like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like I'll be a little bit better perceived depending on my clothes. Like me dressing with a hoodie, I might not be as perceived well as
This guy with the tie.
guy with the tie over here. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like, oh, this must be one of the good Negroes.
Hey man, listen,
You had to. Throw that in.
it's cool. I'm that Negro. I'll be that Negro. But yeah, we can even tap on that. Something that's been bothering me for a long time.
Oh boy.
All right.
You know what? I've been coined. I've been stamped as
What's that?
a non-threatening black. No, somebody's actually said that shit to my face, yo.
They don't really know you, then.
Like, this shit was This is the wildest thing ever. It's the wildest thing ever.
What setting was this? Was that work or just out? Like,
So, y'all been to Arundel Mills?
Mhm.
Okay. So you know the little kiosk in the middle and stuff, right? All right. So you know the Arab kiosk, but you got one where they're trying to sell you some salt from the River Jordan, and there's another one. It's either they're gonna give you a manicure or you know the ones that I'm
I
talking
know what
about.
you talking about.
They always stop me.
Hey,
Always stop me,
yeah.
man. I can't get through that mall without them stopping. I'm talking about, yo. I'm talking about hand shine, all of that, man.
Hey, yo.
And I'm like, yo, why they keep? Oh, because you're so approachable. What? Yeah, you're a non-threatening black. Yo, the fact that you thought that was cool to say,
Like, for real.
like that was a compliment.
Man.
I'm from the suburbs. They probably think I'm Benny Siegel. You feel me? I walk through like beans.
You're a non.
Like, let's not fuck with that one.
Yeah,
not that
is
darky.
That is
No.
something. I would have knocked some shit off the table.
I would have posed a threat that day.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can call some niggas
Okay.
up real quick. That's up the street. That's my backyard right there.
You might want to call security
You feel me?
because
So, it's crazy
Nah, it's-
navigating this country in the skin that we're in.
Mhm.
So,
Because you know it's the exact opposite of, oh, you should never judge a book by its cover. That's
that's the first thing.
Nobody follows that rule with us.
at all.
Nobody
At
follows that
all.
rule. Like,
At all.
No.
I'm talking about, man, shit. Sonny might
Yeah,
Sonny got to prove his innocence.
Yeah.
literally.
What?
For real,
Like,
for
it's
real.
my
Like,
alibi.
Yo,
Like walking to work, like, hi,
thank
how
God
are
you got
you?
that witness the one day, dog.
Yeah, I'm just walking through, just want to get water. I promise I'm not going to steal your stuff.
See how you changed his voice too?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, the stuff is real.
Like Lakeith Stanfield and Sorry to Bother You.
Yo,
Shout
Yo,
out to Lakeith
for
Stanfield.
real, yo.
Great actor, man.
For real.
Hey, yo.
All right.
Yo, shout out to Danny Glover, man.
Okay, we're gonna have a little take on this, but we gotta wrap it up. Danny Glover, Atlanta. Nobody really talking about it.
Okay.
But
Didn't
I
you
know
go to London?
yeah, honestly it's wild as shit.
Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every episode is different.
It is.
And it's wild as fuck.
I appreciate him, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they really could have some good conversations around them
Mm-hmm.
if people were willing to have those type of conversations. I don't think everybody really trying to have those type of conversations. Just about like reparations.
I was about to say I haven't watched.
Yeah, one was about reparations. It was another one more recently about just like apologizing for white people.
I didn't catch that one.
Yo,
Yeah, I
it
would
was
never watch
so stupid.
I'm definitely gonna watch it though.
It was so stupid. And I mean, at the same time, it was interesting because it was a bunch of black people that was tasked with apologizing for a white brand. So it was interesting. And Paperboy was one of the people. So it balanced out really well, man.
So he went from the Nando's episode to that's okay.
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
it's going so far. That's why
Okay.
I'm really interested to see where this whole season goes, and then maybe at the end, once like the season finale, people be willing to have series finale. People be willing to have that conversation a little bit more because right now I can see like it's chopped up.
So it's the last season, and Mr. Glover's just going crazy.
Yeah,
pretty much.
he going off. Everything he ever wanted to talk about, I think he's just gonna throw it in this.
Good stuff.
But I love it though.
Yeah, I think, what's his name? Shit, I can't. Was Peele?
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele, Danny Glover, and
No, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Yeah,
I keep
Danny
You
Glover.
can't say Danny Glover.
Shout out to him too.
Yeah, shout out to the old
shout out to Danny Glover.
to that.
Donald Glover
You talking about corny nigga?
and our frat brother
Wayne Brady?
Wayne Brady.
Yo,
Wayne Brady.
Yo, he was on my list too.
Shout out to Wayne
Wayne
Brady, yo.
Wayne Brady is number one on my
Love that guy.
on my corny brother list.
Hold on, time out. Nobody else say anything. Why is he on your list?
Wow, Wayne Brady?
Yes.
Yo,
What
'cause
makes him corny? What really makes him corny, bro?
Hey, yo, he might be a member of the Talented 10.
Yes.
I mean, he might be for sure.
Yo.
But is he funny?
Exactly. He's just corny to me. Like, I don't.
Is Wayne Brady funny?
What
Is
makes
he,
him
is he
corny?
funny?
You gotta.
What
you
makes
gotta, like,
what makes someone corny is when they try to be funny and they're not funny. That just makes you corny.
He's an improv genius, bro.
That's what I'm about to
But,
say.
you
Like,
know,
what
but
have you?
just because
What have you heard from him that was a bad joke?
I've never
was
laughed.
bad.
I mean,
at
I
Wayne.
think-
Well, I've never laughed at a joke. I've laughed at him. I've never laughed.
Wow.
What joke did he told?
Yo, I've laughed.
I mean,
at
I
his
never really
expense,
heard-
never
I don't-
reached him.
He did Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is like supposed to be an improv
Yeah.
comedy show, but I've never laughed at the actual joke. It's like, oh, you thought that was funny. And what's
Okay.
funny? So let me
Okay,
laugh at
that's
the-
fair.
But
The
whose line,
awkwardness
whose
of it.
line anyway is not for us.
That's what I was about to say. I don't think I
We're
have
not
the
that
same-
demographic.
I don't ever.
Yeah,
not
but that's
targeted
why I
towards
can
that.
say you're trying to be funny. You're not funny to me, so I can deem you corny. I don't really like saying corny. Is just you're not funny.
Yeah, I mean, I say corny as a joke, but at the same time, I don't know what culture or I don't want to say black thing, but what has Wayne Brady done that was like really?
So, gentlemen, we're gonna really, like, straight face say Wayne Brady has never put a genuine smile on your face.
Not in. So the reason that I laugh at Wayne Brady is not the reason that he thinks that I'm laughing.
Oh yeah, I'm
at
not
it.
gonna say he not like he's a comedian in
So
ways.
that whole Dave
and he's
Chappelle episode
talented.
was
I'm
just
not saying
not
he's
genius.
talented.
It was
That's
like
what I was getting
Yeah.
at.
it was the
That's what I was getting
the
at.
craziest Dave Chappelle episode at the time,
And I
he
don't
let
think-
it out.
Okay,
Dre, you didn't.
all
Is that
right,
a
he
top-
did.
let it
He,
out.
Is that a
He
top
did-
5 skit for Dave
he
Chappelle
did.
Chappelle show?
It was top 5. It was literally deemed.
he
top
did do
5.
that.
Anytime
He
that I
did do
look
that.
up Dave like Chappelle show skits, I don't think of the Wayne Brady one at all.
Really?
don't think of it.
Wowzer, you're rare.
All right, so I guess that is his one culture thing.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
I mean, I still think he. I mean, to me, he corny. I mean, he the man though. He's my frat brother. At the end of the day, he living a great life.
You acted like he Andrew Gilliam or something.
Nah, not at all. Yo, I ain't trying to go that deep, dog. I'm not trying to go that deep. Like I said earlier, you could be as a leader or as a person like that's driven in your career, you're going to be corny regardless, I think. So if you corny making money, you corny making money. Don't be mad at me because I called you corny.
Oh, man. This might be one of the most talented black men in the talent.
And I'm not saying he's not talented though. I'm not saying he's not talented. He's just not. I just don't find him.
So
like
you classify him where a lot of people, where a lot of our culture, our community classifies Nick Cannon.
Is Nick Cannon corny to you?
I don't know because I think
Nick Cannon is corny.
No, well, Nick Cannon is corny, but I can't classify them the same because Wayne Brady, he purposely makes white people his audience.
Yeah, and that's
Nick
what I think it is for me.
Cannon does not try to make white people his audience. That's why he's on MTV too.
And like, I think that might be it for me.
How do you call? Well, okay, so you think Nick Cannon is corny, right? The platform that he created is the very opposite of corny.
Well,
I'm not
that's his creation.
Exactly. Right? I'm not saying you can't be successful and still not be corny.
But
it's
Wild 'N Out's
okay.
not successful because of Nick Cannon. It's because Nick Cannon has a network of people that made the show good. If it was just Nick Cannon and the parts of Wild 'N Out,
Sonny.
the parts
this is crazy.
The parts of Wild 'N Out that are funny are people making fun of Nick Cannon, not Nick Cannon being funny.
And this is the divide.
Hold on, time out. So when they go on to Nick Cannon, they go on him because of his music career. That's it,
and that's
the end of it. That's the end of it. Like he wasn't a good musician,
and then I know that's cool, but he made a beautiful, grand company, and that's real, yo. And then he got Nickelodeon.
Is Drake corny?
Who?
Is Drake corny?
Drake.
He's an attention whore. I don't know if we can get. Well,
I mean,
Degrassi didn't make him corny. That Degrassi,
no one watched Canadian television.
Degrassi didn't make him corny.
Well, he's Canadian, so that gives him a pass.
Oh bullshit!
Yeah, all right.
That gives him a pass.
Come on, real shit.
I don't care if we make this his own section. You can cut this and make this his own shit. I don't give a fuck.
He gets a pass. He's not even a black American. He's Canadian.
Real talk. Real talk.
Because he's not black
Really?
American.
Yeah, that's why he gets the pass?
He's not really within the culture.
That's
his mama is white.
I just want to shout out to Eurocentrism right here, yo.
His mom is white.
If he was American,
he's not corny because he's from the six. That's why he's not corny.
That's why Obama is considered corny because he was raised by a white American woman.
All right, now you just.
Oh, y'all like
I've never heard nobody say Obama was corny,
He's
bro.
corny.
Obama's corny?
He's corny.
That nigga's swagalicious.
Barack Obama's corny.
What did he do that was corny?
Okay, so
Became president. Became president.
No.
That's so corny.
Becomes president.
That's corny as fuck, right?
After bombing innocent people in Yemen, he goes into a church and sings "Amazing Grace." That's corny.
Fuck you for making that serious.
Like,
That's corny. God damn it.
we can't say nothing back to me.
Hey, I like how you think, bro. I like how you think.
All right, yo, next question.
I can't respond to that.
He checkmated the fuck out of
Shit. And I knew he was going to, too.
Hey, you can't be the first black
I did
president.
not know that's where he was going with
You
that.
can't be the first black president and then be the president that bombed the most people out of all the presidents. You're supposed to be the peaceful nigga.
Yeah.
You can't be the most the most violent president. You the only black president.
Hey.
Like I said
So
before.
you just supposed to be docile?
That's what they thought he was.
Just because.
That's why white people liked him. They thought he was nice and quiet.
Listen,
He thought the approachable
I'm gonna say
nigga.
this. I'm gonna say this
Negro.
about Barack Hussein Obama, right?
You say his whole name.
That's what this
First president that I've seen flip a sponsorship. Did y'all ever notice that the Obama emblem is damn near the same? Almost the exact. This nigga had a Pepsi endorsement, man. Look at the Obama sign and look at Pepsi's emblem, yo.
Yeah, but Okay.
Who else pulled that off, man?
You going with that?
I
It was
mean,
right there, plain as day.
the Kennedys were bootleggers, so I don't know. They might have been on it before the
Yeah,
Obamas.
you know, but white people get away with a lot.
Man, I like this conversation we're having about corny.
Negro.
Corny.
But it transitioned from like what we were talking about with pain.
Yeah.
All about.
Because no,
And I love how,
it's not even
I
a
love
transition.
how I love how Wayne Brady was 2-on-2, yo.
But here's the
I
thing.
like that.
Here's
yo.
the thing. It didn't transition. It just came full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to love ourselves, be comfortable in our own skin, because the world's not going to accept us. I mean, I'm talking about we're attacked on every front. You see what's going on in the Ukraine.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Our skin. Oh no!
What were they talking about? Like the Peace Corps who had to go over there? Like, hey, you need to be wary of them calling you monkeys and the using the N word.
The fact that
They had to prep.
You're coming to provide relief to the country, and you're like, they might call you.
Like
You
all
might get
sorts
caught
of
in there.
ugly stuff, racial slurs.
Even though you're going to like,
but you
help
should
the
still
people.
help
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
because they're a European country.
Yeah, we're as black people, not even just in America, in this world, we're in a perpetual state of being threatened emotionally, if not physically. Like, it's just awful.
constant target, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So at the end of the day, we gotta look out for one another. We gotta take care of one another. We gotta love one another, and it starts with loving ourselves.
Facts.
It starts with loving ourselves, and as far as trauma goes, can't shy away from it. We can't run from it. So we have to find a way to turn that negative into a positive, right? Confront it. Sunny D says therapy. I agree with it. Kelvin says find a way to turn that hurt into
Turn the pain into purpose.
pain into purpose.
And I would just to add just a little bit, not to cut your thought off.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of that and I say it again, it kind of seemed like it can be like an overnight type of switch.
Nah.
And it's
Nah,
like
it's
you,
work.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to put the express, that aspect of it. It's like it's definitely not instant. Like it's a process.
Transformation is never quick.
Right. So it could take months, it could take years, but just really being able to acknowledge it and to stay with it and try to just grow from it.
But time and effort is necessary. It's worth it. We're worth it.
Facts.
Work's got to be done. And yeah, let's do the work.
Yep.
Yeah, and push come to shove, I think like somebody said earlier, find a good friend that you can just talk to, let some things off, and I think that's always I don't think it's the best option, but it's definitely a good option. Just to express yourselves and get some feedback, say if I'm tripping or not, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and definitely like you gotta know your boys. You gotta know your homeboys.
Yeah.
Like, hey, is this person about to like just like say fuck that, burn this shit up, like, or are they going to actually like, you know what, this person will call me out if I'm tripping.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You got to know
you gotta
which
know your
friend
capacity.
to go to about certain situation. And honestly, this is probably a little sidebar, but also you have to respect the fact that if you're the friend that's not receiving, and like if somebody's going through something and a friend decides not to talk to you about it, but talk to somebody else, like you got to be cool with that. Like it's times and places where, I might be going through something. I just don't want to talk to you about it right now, but
You the rowdy friend.
You
You
know
not
what
the
I'm saying?
therapeutic friend.
you gotta know your role and accept your role at the end of the day. I think that's really important. I feel like people can get caught up in not being that go-to guy for somebody, and but it's not like that at all.
And honestly, as the go-to guy for a lot of people, you don't want to be that person.
Exactly though.
You
like,
don't want to be that person.
You really don't.
You don't. Like,
You don't.
because the thing, like when people kind of like dump stuff on you, they don't realize that you're going through shit yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to take on another person's stuff, like that's just be happy that people aren't dumping shit on you.
You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your time while you still got it.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. This was a really good episode right here. Good conversation. Probably clip this up a couple times, turn to another segment for real. Part for certain aspects of it. But man, we want to thank y'all for joining us. Thank y'all for listening. Y'all have any last words, man? Ro or that nigga or guy with the tie.
You said that. Whoa.
Negro.
Oh,
that nigga.
the same shit.
I'm that Negro.
That Negro.
Yeah.
I can't help my bad.
God damn.
Red flag, Kelvin.
I mean, Negro ain't no better, man.
That's a whole slut.
No, you that nigga.
That nigga, Negro, niggas, all the above.
Times. You know what I mean?
That's what I read when I first saw. I saw niggas. I didn't see nigga.
It's all good.
All right.
Cleanse yourself. Get your mind right, bro.
So it's the last words.
Yeah, man.
So, on a lighter note, just because I was still thinking about it when y'all decided to go back to being serious, don't you know how Dave Chappelle had the racial draft?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should have a corny nigga draft, the niggas that we need to claim, dog. Wow. I think we should have that.
To welcome them back into the community.
Yeah, we gotta welcome them back, yo. That's how we start,
The only
yo.
person that was vocal was Alfonso Ribeiro.
Oh damn, he's a part of it, yo. Carlton.
Yeah.
God
The
damn.
only one.
We got a lot of outcasts.
We having like a coon draft? Is that what you saying?
Wow.
We gonna have a coon
Shout out to Dre, yo.
We gonna bring him back to the fold, yo.
We gotta bring him back into the fold.
Hold up.
Yo,
Hey, so
honestly, if we could pose a list of like, I say 8 to 10.
The Dr. Umar coon
Have him present. We got him present. They don't get invited in unless he checks off.
Yo. I already know who
Hey,
won for me.
you know
so.
Tariq Nasheed's gonna be upset. Like, hey, y'all left me out?
Sure.
I'm a gatekeeper.
I'm a
Wayne Brady, dog.
No, like, cause no, but
Okay, what would be the criteria though? Like, is he the number one corniest guy?
first of all, has
or-
he said anything disparaging about the black community? Like
Wayne Brady?
specifically?
Wayne Brady?
Yeah.
No. Wayne Brady.
That should be
Okay.
number one. As when we're talking about cooning, I think that should be like the number one thing. Has
Yo,
he
listen,
literally said
listen.
anything
Wayne
disparaging
Brady's
about the?
never cooned.
He's like literally.
He's never cooned, yo. I mean, like,
I'm gonna wrap this up.
not going well.
I'm not gonna say he has. I ain't gonna say he hasn't. I don't know. I don't know his whole career for real. I'm honestly. This just might be more of a personal
A preference.
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's what. He
I don't like a lot of honorary people. I always felt like he was corny before he was honorary, but you know, it was just.
hey, yo.
Well, the thing is, to make this list, you have to be some type of great because we
Yeah,
know who you
exactly,
are.
exactly.
So, like, even though Tiger Woods would probably be like my number one pick, damn, he's the best golfer ever. So, give me Tiger Woods. I'll take him back. Let's bring him back to the.
Yeah,
black
honestly,
community. He's having his problems right now. So, come on, Tiger.
he going through his trials.
Okay.
And I'm not saying like honestly, Wayne Brady, he's invited to the cookout.
No, that's a whole nother conversation because who's at this cookout? Y'all keep
For
inviting
real,
people
for
to.
real.
'Cause
For real, for real.
these two little white girls that's rapping Lil Baby has automatically gotten invited to the cookout. And
They
I'm
know
trying to
all
figure
the
out-
They had a hell of a practice session in that car
Look,
before
I'm
they went
just
to
trying
that
to figure out. You know, when you go to a black cookout, you got to bring something. What is these white folks bringing to
I got
the
a
cookout?
question.
they
I got a question for y'all.
Yo.
Oh, I already know what the answer is. Are we adding Ben Carson to this list?
No.
To the coon list?
To the possible.
Who's drafting him?
No.
No, he can stay.
Who's nominated? No.
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 Yo, why
Not on my
not, yo?
team.
No.
Why not, yo? He,
Okay, okay,
he's
okay,
a legend.
okay.
He's a legend.
Is he
I
alive
will-
still?
Yes.
I will-
Okay,
I will-
no, not maybe once he's passed on to the ancestor realm, like you know what, he's fine.
I will see you, Ben Carson, and raise you a Candace Owens.
I think she should be up.
You
Yep.
want to bring her back into the fold?
You going to bring it back to the fold?
Okay.
She like white men.
I know her history. Like, so I know her history.
What about we talk about Kansas Owens, I think Stacey Dash.
Nope.
I concur.
So Stacey Dash of 2003, maybe,
Yeah,
but
back
not
then.
2020.
I mean, but
Stacey
you know
Dash.
she apologized for her old.
Yeah, of course you apologize once niggas was like, bitch, you tripping.
Once them checks stop coming in, she gotta get back to the culture. All right, yo.
Yeah, once them Fox News checks stopped coming in, she was like, oh shit, let me try to get back on BET real quick.
Ro,
Let me make another beat.
what was the? Well, we ain't doing no
Let me get
sponsorships
with
yet, so
Tyler
I ain't gonna
Perry.
ask that question. I was gonna ask what was the drink of the night,
Oh.
but we ain't.
Nah, we not plugging nothing.
All right, yeah, we ain't plugging nothing right now.
We ain't getting no checks yet.
Money, money,
Respect.
money, money.
One of these days, I'll let y'all know what I'm drinking.
I'll
That's
let
what
you
we
know
need.
what I'm drinking. I'll let you know how I'm drinking it. But until then, to be continued.
Let's say, what's in my cup is in my cup.
Something exquisite.
All right, man. This was a good one, man. Can we just
It can be something that we can let y'all know if we get a sponsorship.
Hey,
facts?
gotta pay to play, baby.
But until then, Coach, go ahead and plug the social media stuff.
My man. Appreciate y'all, man. So follow us on YouTube at What's Good, Bro. Follow us on Instagram at WGB Podcast. We on Facebook. What's Good, Bro? That's everywhere, right? And, you know, we on Apple.
Yeah, that's everywhere. You know, we anywhere you can find your podcast, we there.
Facts.
Yeah, that's it.
And until next time, man, we're going to come with another part of this series, The Bitter Truths. We just unpack some pain. Next, we're going to get into a good topic, yo. Nobody wins when a family feud, yo.
Yes, sir.
I can't wait for
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, man. So we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for riding, man. And we out. Till next time.
Take it easy.
Let's go have a good time.